Hello everyone. In today's lecture, I'm going to assess one of my students' letters, and I'm going to give a word by word feedback and the assessment against individual assessment factor. Plus, I'm going to provide the overall expected score as well. Let's go there now. I'm sorry. So she has written down the director, Community Child Health Service, 41 Jones Street, Ekibin. So she has written on the address is contact details here correctly. I'm happy for that. And then she has written down the date. So the date must be written on in this format or 25/07/2018. So both of the formats are correct. After that, she has written down dear sir/madam. And then she has written down the reference details of the patients. Okay. So but she might have written down RE instead of ref. Okay, so what she could have done is, instead of writing down ref, she could have written down just regarding, okay, or RE. That must be more than enough. All right, DOB, again, most of the students commit similar kinds of mistakes. Okay, DOB is incorrect. Never ever use abbreviations in your letter. You need to write date of birth, please. Okay, no abbreviations are allowed in the OET letter. If you do so, you're going to be penalized heavily. All right. So it's really important that you understand this assessment factor and try to avoid the abbreviations in your letter. All right. Let's go to the introduction paragraph. Vamuya Obeki, a 4-year-old student, Sudani boy. It's not Sudani boy, it's Sudanese, but I don't know why she has written on Sudani boy. And yeah, so that's one of the mistakes. Let me write it down. So Sudani boy, and she can't use a smaller letter. She can't use a small letter here. Sudani boy. No, it's actually Sudanese. Sudanese boy. But again, this one doesn't look good because she could have mentioned, a boy from Sudan instead of writing a Sudanese boy. I mean, you need to be very careful in relation to the use of what you can say, the nationality. It's really important that you do this correctly. Okay, a 4-year-old Sudani boy is recuperating from acute encephalitis. That's okay. Following mums, and there is a full stop, I believe. Okay, so Vamuya Obeki here. In this case, once she defines this person, she must have placed another comma here. So after boy, she must have placed a comma. So after boy, she must have placed a comma. Place a comma here, please. Okay, so that's really important. Let's go to the next one. He and his family is being referred. Okay, look at this. You have written on two different things. One is the singular noun he, and then another singular noun his family. So which means you have to use are being referred. It's not is referred. Okay, it's not is being referred. So it's is being. Okay, is being referred. So it's going to be are being referred. All right, it's going to be are being referred. All right, let's go to the next one. For further care and follow-up, he will be discharged today. All right, let's go through this. He will be discharged today. One of the major issues with her introduction paragraph is that she has written down only simple sentence structures most of the time. So instead of simple sentences, use a combination of simple, complex, and compound sentences, please. Thank you. That would help a lot. Okay, because under grammar they would like you to be good at the use of your variety of sentence structures. Okay, so that's one of the major assessment criteria. Let's go to the next one. On 15 July 2018, Vamuya Obeki. Okay, so let's go through this. When we have used the same year, okay, whatever the events that are occurring shouldn't have to be represented with the year. So instead of writing down 2008 or 2012, whatever the year she has written down, she doesn't need to write it down. I think that's 2012. I think so. Yeah. So on 15 July 2012. So instead of writing on 15 July 2012, she could have written on just 15 July. That's it. On 15 July. That's all right. That's more than enough. Okay. So writing down the year, the same year, if the events are occurring on the same year, is not good. You can just use only the date and the month. That's it. All right, let's go to the next one. Vamuya got admitted to the hospital. During hospitalization, he responded well to the treatment and is fully recovered now. Okay, that's all right. But the problem is, again, she has been using only simple sentences. It's not good. Vamuya's parents are refugees and they arrived Australia and they arrived Australia in, okay, they arrived Australia. Okay, so let's say arrived Australia. All right, so in this case, this is wrong. She must have used arrived in Australia. That's the correct one. So she didn't use a preposition in between. That's one of the major mistakes as well. All right, let's go to the next one. Even though, remember guys, even though has two words. It's not a single word. If you write even though as a single word, it is incorrect. It's two words. So you need to give it has two words. It's a two-word phrase, okay? It has two words. So you need to give a space in between them. Remember that. However, though and although are one words only, okay? Keep this in mind, please. Thank you. Even though their native language is Dinka and Arabic. Okay, let's say here there are two languages that she has written on, isn't it? So the native language cannot be two languages. It's not that good. Otherwise, their native languages are, okay, she must have used either native languages. So instead of writing native language is, okay, she must have written down native languages are. That's the correct way of writing down the sentence. All right, let's go to the next one. Umiya's father understands English but has limited skills in writing. That's okay. So this is good. All right, let's go to the next one. Regarding the medical history, Vamuya's parents states that, okay, remember that whenever we use a plural noun, for example, Vamuya's parents, okay, so we have used the plural noun here. You can't use verb plus s after that. This is wrong. So you should have written down like this: Vamuya's parents state that, okay, because plural nouns always go with verb form only, just the verb form, and not with verb plus s form. Okay, remember that. This is really important that you understand the use of verb and verb plus s with all the nouns. Okay, you need to know which noun goes with the verb plus s and which nouns go with the verb only. All right. State that both their children had some kind of vaccination, okay, at birth, but the vaccination ruined I think it's renewed, or I think I couldn't understand whether it is received or had been host, had been lost. Okay, but the record, oh yeah, it's a record actually. But the vaccination record, her handwriting isn't that good. Okay, you need to write it down clearly. So, but the vaccination record has been lost, had been lost. Thus, they are not aware about the vaccination of history. The vaccination of history of vaccinations, right? It's not vaccination of history. So they are not aware about, okay, let's say they're not aware about. Aware always goes with the of, aware of. They're not aware of, okay? And then vaccination of history. This one doesn't make sense, right? So you have to say history of vaccinations. History of vaccinations. That's how you need to write that down. All right, let's go to the next page. Okay, this is the next one. All right, let's go through this now. In view of the above, it would be greatly appreciated if you could educate the parents regarding the importance of vaccines to their children and kindly arrange a neurological checkup to Vamuya. If you have any queries, okay, so this one is good. There is no grammar mistakes here. However, regarding is used frequently. So it's really important that you use as many different words as you can. Try not to write down the same words again and again. So regarding could have been replaced with maybe on the importance of something, okay? Otherwise, this paragraph is good. All right, if you have any queries, please do not hesitate to contact me. All right. She must have thanked the addressee for accepting to provide the care, right? It's better to always thank the addressee, okay? And then queries. Queries is an informal phrase. It's much better to use questions instead of writing queries, okay? All right, let's go to the next one. Yours sincerely. This is one of the frequently made mistakes by all the students. That is placing the apostrophes between R and S. It's not correct. It is incorrect. Please do stop this. Thank you. So it's yours sincerely. Okay, let's say yours sincerely, comma. So in this case, it's incorrect. Yours doesn't need any apostrophes at all. No, there is no apostrophe here. And then she has mentioned registered nurse, right? It's better to write down the in front of registered nurse. So it must be the registered nurse. Okay. Then she should have put a full stop. That's it. All right. Let's go through the assessment now. So the first one I have provided is the word by word feedback. So you'll get to know what kinds of mistakes you have committed, all right, on each word. And then now I'm going to provide you the feedback on each assessment parameter. Okay. So first thing she needs to focus on is the grammar. Grammar is not good at all, as she has committed several grammatical mistakes. Okay. The use of punctuation marks is okay, but the selection of words could have been better. Sorry, selection of words could have been better. Also, the use of apostrophes needs to be improved. Sorry, there's a mistake. Apostrophes. Oh, yeah, that's good. Needs to be improved. You have organized the ideas in a well structured manner. Well done. That's a good job. But the problem is you have limited control on the use of a variety of sentence structures. I mean, you're not able to use a range of sentence structures. Most of your sentences are falling under this, simple sentence structure. So it's better to use more complex and compound sentences in your letter. It's important. If you're aiming at B grade, it is important that you write down a range of sentence structures so that you can get good score. How do I write down a range of sentence structures confidently? Well, you have to practice. You have to pick up a range of sentence structures that you are comfortable at, and then you have to keep using them in your letters consistently until you are fully well versed with the use of those sentence structures. All right. Okay. Connectivity is all right. It's not that bad. Sorry, I have used the capital letters. So connectivity is all right. It's not that bad. And what else? Yes, okay. Overall task fulfillment is also fine. So that's okay as well. But let's go through the kinds of mistakes she has mentioned. Okay. So the use of capital letters and small letters needs to be, the use of small and capital letters needs to be improved. The use of nouns and verbs needs attention too. Okay, so overall, the grammar isn't that good. It's not that good. So she has to be able to identify that, and she needs to use more formal words. Okay, vocabulary could have been better. All right, so vocabulary could have been better with the use of more formal words, as I already mentioned. Okay, all right, let's go through the remaining ones. Okay, yeah, so overall, her letter isn't that bad, but it's not good either. Okay, let me go through the case notes first and see whether she has included all the relevant case notes or not. Okay, let's see this one. So today's date, Vamuya Obeki was admitted through Children's Emergency Department for acute meningoencephalitis as a result of complications following mumps. Okay, the problem with her writing is that she has copied almost all the words in her letter, so it's not good as well. She needs to use as many synonyms as she can, but she didn't do that. Discharge, country of birth, Sudaning, diagnosis, this is all good. Contact, date of birth, it's all good. All right, parents, Abdullah Bekhi, refugees arrived in Australia. Look at this one. Instead of writing arrived in Australia, she could have used something else. They came to Australia in 2012. Okay, they have immigrated to Australia in 2012 as refugees. Okay, they have come. So she should have used a range of words. Remember that vocabulary is one of the key assessment factors if you're aiming at B grade plus. Okay, and then she, Abdullah works in Golden Circle Pineapple Factory, and he's a shift worker. Okay, that's not needed. Yes, accommodation, recently moved to a rental accommodation. GP, no family doctor. Like, she should have mentioned this. They don't have family doctor. Okay, she should have mentioned it, but she didn't do. That's not good. Sibling 2-year-old brother Saeed, that's all right. Dinka. Okay, remember this. You have mentioned that their native language is Dinka and Arabic. That's wrong, because they just mentioned that they know these languages very well. Okay. All right. Interpreter needs. Yes, of course. He has understands spoken English, but he has limited written skills. So they need an interpreter. Miri has limited understanding of English. Abdullah attends English classes. Okay, all right. Let's go to the next one. Parents state that both children had some kind of vaccination. She has used almost all the keywords. Under vocabulary, it's very bad because she didn't use some synonyms. It's not good. Appears to have fully recovered from mums in Anijam facilities. Will need advice on recommended vaccines for both children. Will need neurological checkup. Will need advice on recommended vaccines for both children. Okay, yeah. I think she has included a few, I mean, most of the case notes, but unfortunately, she didn't include a few case notes. So you haven't included some important case notes, like the way I have told here. So it could have been improved. All right, let's go to the third assessment. It is the score, expected score. Okay, considering the number of grammatical mistakes, and then the inclusion of irrelevant notes and the ignorance of important case notes, I would believe that this letter may be able to get about 250 out of 500. I wish you good luck with your next letter. Achieving your desired scores is definitely easier if you are able to understand what kinds of mistakes you have been committing and how to avoid them. For a detailed free assessment and correction for your first letter, please share it with me on my mobile or WhatsApp number, that is +61468480877, or you can drop an email to me at steve@ucanenglishtutoring.com. You can also contact me at www.facebook.com/ucantutoring. I've been helping over 12,000 people since 2008 in all three different formats of the examinations, such as IELTS, PTE, and OET. Let me know if you need any help. And thank you so much for watching this video. I also would like to request you guys to like and share my videos with your friends and family members, because it can help the future students to achieve their design scores. Please do not forget to subscribe my YouTube channel as well. Thank you and have a good day. Bye-bye.